In this topic, we'll learn how to find the standard deviation of group data using Sharp EL509 series calculator. What is standard deviation? Similar to range and interquartile range, standard deviation is another measure of spread. For instance, higher standard deviation means that the spread is greater. Here we have two groups of people, Group A and Group B. Each group has 5 persons each. If we measure the heights of these two groups, which group do you think will have a higher standard deviation? Yes, Group A will have a higher standard deviation because the spread of their heights is greater. Now, standard deviation is the measure of the deviation of a set of data from its mean. And the formula is given by this. The 4 symbol here represents the summation, which means the adding up of. And hence, the summation of f means we add up all the frequency to give us the total frequency. Summation of fx squared means that we multiply each value of x squared with its frequency and we add them all up. And this is how it will look like. We multiply the square of each value of x with its frequency and we add them all up. This is somewhat similar to how you find the numerator for mean. Now, what do you think is the summation of fx over the summation of f? Yes, it is known as the mean. And therefore, the standard deviation will measure the deviation of the data from its mean here. And this will give us a more accurate measure of spread. Here we have an example showing grouped data. For marks between 0 and 10, we have a frequency of 2. For marks between 10 and 20, we have a frequency of 6, and so on. And we are asked to find the standard deviation. Now let us learn how to find the standard deviation using this calculator here. First, we'll press Mode to get this screen here, and we want to press 1 for statistics, followed by 0 for finding standard deviation, which is SD. And this screen will appear on your calculator. Next, we'll input this set of data here, whereby the marks is 5 and the frequency is 2. You'll notice that the marks will be the midpoint for each of these class interval. To input this data, we'll first press 5, followed by the store button for the value of x. And we'll press 2, and this will appear on your screen. Finally, we'll press M+ to input data set 1. Next, we'll move on to the next set of data, which is 15 for the marks and 6 for the frequency. And we'll press 15, store, 6, and this will appear on your screen. And then we'll press M+ to give us the data set 2. For this set of data, we'll press 25, store, 13, and this will appear on your screen. And we'll press M+ to give us data set 3. For the next set of data, we'll press 35, store, 9, followed by M+ to give us data set 4. Finally, we'll enter the last set of data by pressing 45, store, 3, followed by M+ to give us data set 5. Now you can press the cancel button to return to this screen here. To recall, the standard deviation is given by this formula here, and we will need to find the summation of fx squared, the summation of f, and the mean using the calculator. To find the summation of fx squared, we will first press alpha, followed by this button here, the plus minus sign, followed by the equal button. And this symbol here represents the summation of fx squared. And the answer is 26,625. To find the summation of f, you need to press alpha, followed by 0 and equal to give us 33. The symbol for total frequency is given by the letter N here. Finally, to find the mean, you need to press alpha 4 followed by the equal button, and the mean is given to be 26.51, and you can round off to 26.515. The symbol for mean is given by this letter X with a dash above. Now that we have all this data, we can substitute them into the formula, and we'll have the square root of 26,625 over 33 minus the mean, which is 26.515 square. Pressing the calculator, we'll have the standard deviation to be 10.2 marks rounded off to 3 significant figures. It is necessary to put the units for standard deviation. You can also use the calculator to help you to check the answer by pressing alpha 6 followed by equal, and the standard deviation is given by 10.2 rounded off to 3 significant figures. The symbol for standard deviation on the calculator is sigma x. In this example, we have two schools X and Y which took the same national examination for mathematics. The standard deviation of the marks and the mean marks are given in the table below. So school X has the standard deviation of 10.2 marks and a mean of 26.5 marks, whereas school Y has a standard deviation of 9.8 marks and a mean of 27.9 marks. Using the table above, briefly it comments on the marks between the two schools. In other words, we have to compare the standard deviation and the mean of these two schools. Comparing the standard deviation, you realize that school Y's marks are less spread out because the standard deviation is lower. Now, less spread out also means that it is more consistent. Comparing the mean, school Y's marks are better because the mean is higher. It means that, on average, school Y's students are scoring better, and therefore school Y's marks are better if the mean is higher. In summary, the formula for standard deviation is given by this. In order to find the standard deviation, we have to find the summation of fx squared, the summation of f, which is the total frequency, the summation of fx over summation of f, which is the mean. For this calculator, the summation of fx squared will look like this. The total frequency, which is the summation of f, will look like n. And the mean will look like this. Finally, you can also find the standard deviation by using the calculator to find this, which represents the standard deviation. And that's all for this topic.